Cool. So you had a question about the hypergrowth model, Todd?
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to share my screen. So I've been working with it today, trying to make sure I understand it. And if I look at, first of all, I went back and looked at our FY20 planning targets, and considering our Q4 and some of the overspend from a marketing perspective, as we had talked about, I understand how we didn't get quite to those targets. So that made sense to me. But then I went and I came to the hypergrowth calculator to try to make sure I understood how we got to this year's budget ultimately.
Yeah, we're not, this year was not the hypergrowth calculator.
Okay.
It's a bit of a deviation from that.
And what was the reason for the deviation?
It's, I think we developed the hypergrowth model after making,
okay. Now it kind of makes sense.
Slightly on the same time, but
right.
It's just a model, and we kind of use common sense instead of this pretty.
So then let me ask you this, because if we're trying to get here, let's just do, I don't know, can we live stream these real numbers?
I think so. I think Tony would have a heart attack if we were in our silent period.
Right.
But we're not. So I think it's fine.
Okay. So let's just assume, is this number next year's number?
It's kind of for the years, for the year that you're going to achieve that growth rate. So this is the annual recurring revenue is like the revenue at the start of the year, and then the growth rate is like what you achieve during the year.
Okay, so if we model this out, then this would be the starting point.
Yep.
And this would be what we kind of want to get close to.
I think we suppose so. Yep.
Right. So when I look at this, even with the hypergrowth model, we obviously aren't anywhere close to those numbers. And so then my question is, all right, well, if we're not even close, then I was like, okay, well, maybe this should be the ending.
No, that's not how it works. It's the beginning. But yeah, we're not close. Look, we need to get closer. That's the most important thing. And also, like, no one expects normal performance during a pandemic.
However, Fair enough. But I would say the numbers I just put in a minute ago were maybe even pre-pandemic. Right? They were our actual targets.
I think our targets are a bit higher. But I think this was helpful to kind of explain what these things are in the model. So I'll stop the live stream.